Los Angeles Chargers at the Philadelphia Eagles in one of the more interesting and curious lines of the week here. Stephen is on this game. What we sit right now, this is everywhere from 1.5 in favor of the Chargers up to 2.5 in favor of the Chargers on the road at the Eagles. Now, look, the Eagles went out and destroyed a bad football team last week. They were supposed to do that. With that, I don't know if this is an overreaction by the market, or if this is just more of an indictment of what we've seen from this Chargers team that has looked absolutely horrible in the last 2 outings for them, one of which was coming out of a bye. And so it does make you wonder, maybe these defenses have started to figure something out against Justin Herbert and the way that this offense functions here. A total of 50.5 here. Steven, you are saying they have not figured out Justin Herbert, and you are backing the Chargers.
I will admit this. If you are scared to death of the Chargers rushing defense after, what the Eagles did to the Lions last week, I understand why you would bet the Eagles here. But after digging into some of these numbers for the Eagles, I'm pulling a Dennis Green here. They are who they thought they were. I totally butchered that, but you remember the press conference. This Eagles team has been boosted up in these advanced analytics by fourth quarter garbage time this year. And we have noted this in previous weeks, even last week when we noted it and we just said, well, they're still playing the Lions. Well, they're not playing the Lions this week. If you look at the games they played this year, not against the Falcons and not against the Lions, that middle section of the season where they're actually playing real competition, they had trailed by a ton in fourth quarters in a bunch of those games and scored a bunch of touchdowns late against Dallas, 14 in the fourth against KC, still lost by 12, touchdown against Tampa when they were down 21 for most of the second half, scored 14 in the fourth quarter against the Raiders and still lost by 11. So if you dig into these numbers a little bit more, from week 2 to 7, the Eagles offense was 20th in EPA, but 28th if you remove the fourth quarter. 19th in success rate, but 29th if you remove the fourth quarter. And this Eagles defense is just trash in every way possible. They're 25th in EPA, dead last in success rate. I think this line to be under a field goal is a huge overreaction to them beating a Lions team completely devoid of talent, and I happily laid the 2 with the Chargers this week. I think it's a great bounce back spot.
I took 3 points with the Eagles this week at home against this Chargers team. Here's the thing. I actually do think that these defenses are playing Justin Herbert a lot different here over the last few weeks. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have the talent and the coaching and everything to overcome that. But what we have seen is some pretty big struggles over the last 3 games for Justin Herbert, adjusting to the way that the defenses are blitzing. They're using what they've been doing too is disguising blitzes and making it look like they're going to come, and then they're not, and they're backing off. And he's making some bad passes into, dropping linebackers and things, stuff like that. Like there are some interesting ways that they're starting to try and confuse and attack him, and I think it's worked so far. And if you look at this Philadelphia team, I honestly think they can probably run the ball fairly efficiently on this Chargers team and keep this thing pretty close. And I got the full field goal, and I felt pretty comfortable taking that here with the way that this Chargers run defense, or lack thereof, has been performing and how they've shown out so far this season. So I'm going to assume that this Philadelphia coaching staff will do and take the path to least resistance here. But, the assumption of rational coaching.
That is a leap of faith, my friend, to trust this Eagles coaching staff.
The assumption of rational coaching has lost me a lot of money over the years, so I don't know if that's the greatest thing in the world. Brad, how do you see here the Chargers on the road at the Eagles?
Well, it is a fascinating game. So we've kind of moaned all season. Said that the Eagles coaching has let down their talent, right? They're a talented team, but on defense, they're playing a lot of boring cover 2 and just doing nothing interesting. And then they were passing the ball way too much on offense. Well, they changed it around a little bit last week. So they ran the ball 68% of the time in neutral situations last week, before the game got even out of hand. They basically flipped from 68% running, or 68% passing, to 68% running last week. And obviously, and that should work again this week against this Chargers team. And also worth mentioning, Chargers' top 2 corners both could miss this game. And so, if they are run the ball efficiently and then hit some play actions, hit some RPOs, I can see the Eagles moving the ball effectively.
No, doesn't look like there's going to be Jalen Reagor out there for the Eagles this week. If you think that he makes a difference, didn't practice, rolled his ankle late in that game last week, and so it doesn't look like he's going to be out there for the Eagles.